Okay, welcome to the Influence FM training for the calendar under the Connect system. Earlier we went over the customer list, now we're going to go over the calendar. And we know we're on the calendar by the blue chevron here under Connect. And if I close that, you can notice this opens and shuts. Okay, so this is a click and drag calendar. Just like Gmail's calendar or Outlook's calendar, you can click and drag and move stuff around. It's what's that is nice for is rescheduling. So let's say one of your clients you didn't get around to seeing, it was the end of the day, so you come down here and Lisa's Bistro didn't actually see you. So we can click on it with our little hand there and move it and reschedule it to any date and time we want. Really easy to reschedule in our system, okay? So if you don't see someone, just click and drag and move it over to the next day or whenever you think you might see them again. Now when you click on it, it opens it up as well. So here we are, it opened it up. There's our appointment, Lisa's Bistro. But let's go ahead and close that for now. We're going to close this. So the whole idea, I'm going to go back to the day view too. We have a month view too we can go to, but I'm going to go to the day view. Okay, so I can easily come in here and go, okay, what happened on this appointment? So this is the whole idea behind Influence FM once you get your appointments in there. And you would have done that from your customer list, and you would have learned that from our first video that we did. You can also add new appointments by just simply clicking on the date and time, and it doesn't matter if you're in a week or day view. You just click on the date and time that you want to do that appointment. So let's say here at 8 a.m. I want to do an appointment. I can also click on the same time if I want. You just want to make sure you don't click on the current appointment. So let's just say I have something, at 8:15. It's double booked, but I got to do it. I can click on this little white section over here. But for now, I'm going to keep it on 8 a.m. And now I can select my customer. And it's going to pull up some more details, the name of the customer, and it has a little history bar here now. But for now, we're going to pretend that we already have our appointments in there. But again, adding a new appointment, you just click on the date and time that you want to add that appointment, you select your customer and put in the details. But for now, we've already got our calendar in here, and so we need to complete our appointments. So this is really important in Influence FM, is that you complete your appointments. That's how the system works, is that you come in here, and you got your appointments in here, and you click on them, and then we complete them. See, it defaults to the complete tab. I also have my schedule tab. As I showed you, you can reschedule by clicking and moving around, but you can also click on your appointment like I just did, go to the schedule tab, change the date, time, any details I want, and just make sure that you hit save changes. Really important that you hit save changes, otherwise the changes won't take. But as before, when I clicked on the appointment, it defaulted to the complete tab because it's figuring, okay, the sales rep wants to complete this and say what happened. So we can come in here and go, okay, what happened? I did complete this, or I did not complete this. Now, my recommendation is, now you may have a different philosophy, but if you didn't complete it, just reschedule it. Just go over to the reschedule tab, change the date and times, or go and just click and drag and move it. Go to your week view and move it to the next day. The only reason you'd want to say you did not complete something is if your client's in the hospital for the next 6 weeks or they're on vacation for the next 8 weeks. Basically, you're not going to be able to get to them for a long time. Then you may want to say to your manager, I did not complete this, and then you'd put in a reason why as to why you did not complete that. And then you would go ahead and schedule your next appointment down here where it says what's next for when you think you might see that client again. But that's up to you on how you want to use that. But more than likely, you're going to say you did complete it or just reschedule it. But we're going to say we did complete it, and we'll say, he loves radio. And we can put in whatever we want here. And you can go as long as you want or as short as you want. Well, it has to be 10 characters at least. But we encourage you to put in as many details as possible into this. That way you can always look back in the past. Because once you start juggling 168 clients, your clients don't realize that you have that many clients, and they think that you're their only client and you should know every little thing about them. Now, if you keep your notes in there, it's going to help you. For instance, maybe you get a client that says, hey, Ryan, let's run that special we did last summer. You don't want to have to ask the client, okay, what did we do? I don't remember. It makes it look like you don't care too much about their business. As long as you put those notes in there from last summer, hey, we did this. We brought a hot dog machine down to their car lot. We did this, that, and the other. You have all your details in there so you can easily go back and look at it and know what they were talking about. So this details. Again, I encourage you to put as much information as possible. That way you can always go back and look and see what happened. Sometimes it is just something short and sweet, and you can put that. Now, we do have an app on the iPhone store and the Android store, and you could download the app from there. The app only covers the customer list and the calendar part of our system, and it actually covers our task system too, which I'll go over that in a later video. But download the app if you're a sales rep, and then you can clear your calendar while you're out in the field. And what's really cool about the app, you can talk to it, and it'll translate your voice to text. So it makes it really easy to put in long notes if you need to. So we got the details as to what happened on that appointment that I was just at. And now if I go to complete this, it won't let me. Now here's why, and here's why our system's so powerful, is it always forces you to do your next step. And then you have a few options. That's either schedule an appointment, they went out of business, you want to send them to the open prospects because you're not getting anywhere with them, and then the I don't know doesn't actually do anything. It just brings up a dialog screen as to why you should always schedule your next appointment, and I'm going to go over that right now. So some of you might be thinking, well, I don't always know what's next. And that's fine. Is what we're doing here, we're just putting in a guesstimation of when we think we might see that client again. Sometimes you do know when you're going to see that client. So if you know you're going to see him next Wednesday at 10 a.m., go ahead and put that in. But if the person said, just come back and see me sometime in late January. Okay, so I'm going to put it for the 25th. And I'll put in the time, probably around 12 p.m. But you know what, let's make sure that I'm free on that date. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my week view here. I'm going to scroll over until I get to the 25th. And you can see on the 25th, I have nothing at noon, so that will actually work fine. So I'll keep it on noon, put in the duration of how long it's going to be, select the type, is it an in-person call, to-do, reminder, or email, set the priority, is it high, medium, or low. If I put high on it, it'll put an exclamation point on the appointment. So when I look at my calendar, I can see that those are important appointments. And then I select my concerning type. Now these concerning types are customizable by your managers. More than likely we have everything in here. Our software division is actually in a radio station. We have 7 stations out in Arizona, and we've been doing this for 17 years. So more than likely the option that you need will be in here. And there's actually point values attached to these, and these will be reflected in the leaderboard. So you select your concerning type. So I'm just going to say I'm doing a copy call. I put in the details as to what I need to do. Maybe they got some new sandwiches or something, or whatever it is. I need to get some new details for the ad. I put in, the description of what I need to do. I then hit complete there. Once I hit complete, I'm done. It automatically schedules my next appointment, and it's going to bring me to my next appointment. Okay? And now one thing I want to show you guys up here is this 9 of 25. So that means I'm on my 9th appointment of 25 that I need to clear out for the day. So the whole idea behind the system is that you say you either reschedule your appointments, or you say what happened on those appointments for that day and schedule your next appointment. So if I get this down to 0 of 0, I know that I cleared all my appointments for the day. I can go home at night and sleep because I know I cleared absolutely everything. I don't need to do anything. So getting that down to 0 of 0 is probably the most important thing you can do during the day. Again, you can go home, sleep, not have to worry about it, and wake up in the middle of the night wondering if you took care of something. You know you did. And you can actually scroll through your appointments too. Right now I'm on 9 of 25, so that means I'm on my 9th appointment of 25 that I need to clear. So let's go back to number 1. And this is the same as clicking on the appointments on your calendar over here. And let's go back to the actual, I'm going to go to today. I'm going to go to the day view. So it brought me back, to, we're at the beginning of January while making this video. I'm going to go to the day view, and there I am back at Tuesday. Okay, so it looks like this first one is 9. That's because I had some from the previous week that I didn't clear, and that's why I'm on 9. So if I go back to last week, I almost guarantee that there's some appointments that I didn't clear out. No, those are cleared. If they're dark green, it means they're cleared. I'm going to go over the colors a little bit later in this video. But as you can see here, here's some in white that I didn't clear out, and in blue. If they're dark green, this color here, that means that they've been cleared and I finished them. But just a little tool, an indicator for you to let you know that, hey, you have some appointments that you need to clear out that you didn't get around to yet. So that's a good way to check and to see if you've cleared all your appointments, is to check on this up here. But also, if we close this, to just simply look at, maybe go to your month calendar. Give it a second to load. It's trying to load hundreds of appointments. And you can see if they're not dark green, I haven't completed them. So you can see that one on Friday the 1st. We're in December, sorry. So this is December. So you can see, all the way back on December 1st, I didn't clear one out. And that was a closing call. That was an important one. And the reason the reason I know it's a closing call is because there's a $sign on it. And you notice these little exclamation points, that means that I mark them as important. Little speech bubble means that those are CNAs. But as I go through my appointments here, I got a lot that aren't dark green. So I need to go in and complete those. Okay. So the month view is kind of hard to manage, so I like going to the week view typically. And we'll go ahead and go to the current week we're on, which is right here. Okay, and here we are on Tuesday 1/2. So I'm going to go back to Mad Dog Fitness, and again it's going to say 9 because I have some previous appointments that I didn't clear out. Go to complete it, say what happened, did or did not complete it. If you didn't complete it, just reschedule it, put in the details, and then put in the what's next. Typically you're going to say schedule an appointment. Now one thing I didn't go over here is when you're scheduling your appointments, you may go, geez, you know what? I promised this person something a couple months ago, but I can't remember what it is. So instead of going through your calendar trying to find that appointment, click on this green history button here, and it gives you all your history. You can go back to a couple months ago and go, okay, that's right. I promised them this, that, and the other. Now I know what I need to do on my next appointment. So real nice way to view your history right there without having to go back to your client list or go through your calendar. You can view everything right there. Okay, so that's pretty much it on clearing your calendar. The most important thing is that you go to your current appointments, you complete them, you say what happened, and you schedule your next appointment. That's how the system works. We don't schedule our appointments and then go and schedule a new appointment. We come in the current appointment we're on and schedule our next appointment at the same time. We say what happened, schedule our next appointment. Now, over here underneath the calendar, and I'm going to close this. I'm going to scroll to the bottom of the calendar here. We have a couple options, export to Google or Outlook. Google's really easy. You click that button, it'll just ask you if you want to give access, let Influence FM have access to your Google Calendar. And is what that does, that exports all of your Influence FM calendars to your Gmail calendar. Is what we recommend is live and die by your Influence FM calendar as far as the radio business goes. But if it's your personal stuff, put your personal stuff on your Gmail calendar, and when you export those, you can then see your Influence FM calendar against your Gmail calendar, or your personal stuff, I should say. So that way you make sure you're not double booking. Exporting Outlook's a little bit more tricky, but if we open this up, we do have a video here that you can watch. Now there's two. This kind of gets confusing. Outlook has two different versions. There's one that's in the cloud, and that's called Office 365. If you have one of those accounts, it's easy to set up. But if you use Outlook actually on your desktop, which is basically the old school version of Outlook, the emails actually download to your computer. They're not in the cloud. You have to create an Office 365 account. You got to jump through a few hoops. At the end of the day, if you watch that video and you're still not getting it, just contact us down here and we'll help you through it. Now, over here we have a few options. Little buttons, print, and then your legend. So if we click on the 4 little squares here, that's going to tell us what all the colors mean. Is what I recommend is taking a screenshot of this and print it out and then tape it above your desk. Okay, and then when you do that, it's right above your desk, so when you're going through your calendar and you see some colors that you're not recognizing, you look up at that and you go, okay, that's a to-do, this is other, this is a cancel order, and so on. Kind of helps you, but once you kind of spend about 2 weeks, 3 weeks with the calendar, those colors are in your head and you know what they are automatically. Printing options. So if we click on print calendar here, you have a few different options. Do you want to print your schedule, which will be everything, or do you just want to print your completed activity? And do you just want to print one day or an entire date range? And then you have the option to do a print report or print worksheet. The print report is really just an agenda view of your day. It's where you need to go, names, phone numbers, and what you need to do. A worksheet is an actual worksheet where it gives you room to write, put in details, and it gives you a lot of room to put in everything you need. So depending on what you like, I recommend looking at both versions and decide what you want to print off. Now, when you go to print one of these, one thing to remember, like we did on the client list, is you want to make sure your pop-ups aren't being blocked. Now, if you've already said that Influence FM can allow pop-ups, you won't have to worry about this. But if you go to select this and nothing happens, look in the top right-hand corner of Chrome, and you'll see that your pop-ups are being blocked. Say, click on it and say allow pop-ups, and you'll be good to go. And then you can go ahead and print your print report or print worksheet. Now, you notice I said Chrome. We do recommend Chrome. Don't use Internet Explorer or Edge. One, Internet Explorer is no longer supported by Microsoft, and Edge is too new for us to test yet. So please download Chrome and use that. It also works with our system works with Firefox as well, but we do recommend Chrome. It's just a faster system. But same thing in Firefox. If you notice you can't print something, it's because your pop-ups are being blocked. And that is it on our calendar. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to contact us down here. On the Get Help button, you'll notice I click this green button, and we're here from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. Arizona time. And you can call us too. So whatever's easier for you, call us or chat with us down here. And we take a lot of pride in this. We answer this in under 10 seconds guaranteed. And we'll go from there.